Welcome everyone to this wet and wild and windy episode of Let's Be Real. The roof is literally going to blow off this place because we are suffering a big storm right now. It is pissing down, and when I mean pissing down, it's raining and it's windy as fuck. Yeah. But we are committed to bringing you this Let's Be Real episode. I am joined here, as always, by my fellow idiot, James.
Yeah. Wow, okay, that was harsh. We're in a storm. Please don't call me that. I'm scared enough as it is.
But I said fellow, so that means I'm an idiot too.
Fair enough. We're both idiots, to be fair.
Judging by last week's episode, yes. But don't worry, James has assured me that Remy is gone. There's no mouses in here. We are fine.
Probably got washed out in the flood.
Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. How's your week been?
My week, it's been good. It's been quiet. We had no screenings because we got indie quite early, and we don't have much. We got Joyride tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. That should be pretty good.
Still 100%?
Yeah. Just a good comedy. I always like those kind of things, especially as we get up to Mission Impossible, Barbie, Oppenheimer, which come in the next few weeks. Also the film festival. So I'm just been spending the week looking forward to it. Besides that, saw Mission Impossible 2. That lowers my anticipation for Mission Impossible now because I did not like that movie at all.
Just watch the others.
Bro, it's just such a slog, and I cared about nothing that was going on. The stunt work was cool, and some of the action was mean, but the story, I didn't buy into it. It's just so weird and random.
It's bad.
Yeah,
bad.
But I'm looking forward to watching the others again now that it just gets better and better from here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I didn't watch much else besides that. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. Nothing much. I watched Mission Impossible 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice.
Yeah, I watched the Warriors lose badly in the wet.
Ha. That's good.
We've been brought back down to earth, we've been had a reality check.
I knew this would happen.
So hopefully we can wake up from this little ass whooping, but who knows? It's the Warriors.
I'll let you have your time. Now they're going to lose everything.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Yeah. But the All Blacks are...
The All Blacks, yes, we go to that next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next Saturday, All Blacks versus South Africa.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
It will be a goodie.
All right. So here on the Let's Be Real podcast, we like to bring you all the latest and greatest from the entertainment industry, from blockbuster hits to indie flicks. We always have you covered. And if you're a real movie buff, be sure to check out MovieGainz.com for even more exciting content like box office analysis, Oscar predictions, and 4K content as well. So on today's show, we'll be covering the box office results from this past weekend, the Superman Legacy casting announcements, Dune Part 2's trailer, latest one, Asteroid City coming to digital, The Boys Season 4 being delayed, Greig Fraser returning for the Batman 2, or Part 2, Rotten Tomato scores coming out for TV series, and James Gunn saying that there is no plans for the Suicide Squad sequel. So sit back, relax, crack open a cold one, and get ready for a ride, a wet and wild ride. So this weekend's box office, in first place we have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and they'll open up with 60 million. Then we have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse with 11.5 million, Elemental with 11.3 million, No Hard Feelings 7.5 million, and Transformers Rise of the Beast 7 million. So Indiana Jones, it's its first week, and a lot of people, or a lot of stuff that I've been reading has saying it's quite a bit of a disappointing opening. What do you think about that?
It's horrible. It's Flash-esque. This is truly awful. I know that the worldwide opening weekend was 130 in total, so 60 million from the US and then 70 from international markets. Its budget was about 329 million. Advertising and marketing, all that stuff was about 130 to 140. So the break-even point is about 850 million. And it's just not going to make it. Granted, it has another week ahead where it's a little bit quieter, so I think the legs will be fine on this. But with Mission Impossible, Barbie, Oppenheimer really knocking at the door for this one, I don't see any hope. It's very likely that this Indiana Jones is the lowest grossing Indiana Jones movie in America, which is crazy because, you're talking like the 70s.
Yeah.
It can't even beat that. I'm not adjusting for inflation. This is at that time, which is it's just insane to me. But it also shows that I don't think anyone really cared or needed another Indiana Jones movie. And plus, yeah, Harrison Ford is 80 years old. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
And Disney tried to capitalize on, the nostalgia of it, and yeah, it just didn't work. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, under 40% drop. That's great. Going to keep chugging along. Crossed 600 million worldwide. So wherever it goes from here, it's still done just very impressively. Elemental. That one under 40% again. This one's doing really well. I'm actually super happy that it's doing real well because it's kind of showing Pixar, if you're making a good movie, people are going to keep showing up to watch it, or they're going to spread the word. Despite the bad opening, it's doing very well. As the weeks go on. At the end of the day, I think it is going to have a better total than The Flash. I don't know about worldwide. I don't know what it's doing in the international markets, but at least domestically, I think it's going to beat it. No Hard Feeling, 50% drop. I think for an R-rated comedy, that's a good thing. Comedies, horrors, they always have really sharp drops, and they don't really get much traction. So yeah, 50% drops is good. Transformers surprised me. I had that down at I think 6th. Projected for the weekend, had it around a 50% drop, looking around 5 to 6 million. So 7 million here, 40% drop for it. It's just good. People are actually showing up for it. It's at 136 in total, and I think it's around 380 worldwide. It's not good. It's still losing money for the studio, but I feel like everything's losing money for the studio right now. There's just no room to eclipse the 500 million mark. I am going to go a little bit below this because, there's some movies that need mentioning. Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, 5.2 million opening. What? I didn't even know that movie was coming out. The marketing is just awful for that. And The Flash, 67% drop again. Lost 1,500 theaters. That is, in the third weekend, the worst drop for a DC movie to lose that many theaters in its third weekend. So now it's only playing at 2,700 theaters. Clearly, theater owners, exhibitors, they did not want that movie to be played in there. Just people weren't showing up for it, which is fair enough then. You are running a business. So that made 5 million third weekend. First weekend, it opened up to 55 million.
And now it's at 5.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think it's I read that it might be the most might lose the most money out of any movie for Warner Brothers in history.
So bad.
I know. And we just heard all that hype about it being the best movie ever and top 5 comic book movie, and Tom Cruise called the director, and Stephen King's yes, it's actually really good. I don't know what happened. I don't know where it went wrong. One last one I'll mention, Asteroid City had the highest opening for a Wes Anderson movie last weekend, but it drops 58%. Huge drop in its second weekend. You could argue that it's, a smaller, art housey, very kind of niche kind of film audience there. Or you could argue that it's going to be releasing on digital in about a week's time. And we'll get to that soon because I have some thoughts on that. But you could either point to one of those things. But yeah, that's not really... it's not a promising sign considering it released in more theaters over the weekend. Yeah. But yeah, it's... Box office has been crazy for the last couple of months, so it's still interesting.
It's about to get crazy as well with 3 big boys coming out this month. I'm not that surprised about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Just based because we saw what the Rotten Tomato score was when it aired at Cannes, and it was sort of negative, and pretty much as the premieres and stuff came out and reviews started coming out, the reviews weren't getting that much better. Yeah, it's fresh now at 68%.
That's crazy.
But still, I think just those first wave of
and it was there for a month and a half, so people saw it and were I'm not going to watch this.
Yeah, so that doesn't really surprise me that much. I probably would have put it around that mark anyway.
Yeah.
But if it didn't have that, then I probably would expect somewhere close to 80 to 100.
Yeah, I mean, this didn't have to be a flop or a box office disaster. It's the fact that its budget's 330 million.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It doesn't look like it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I actually wonder where they put their money to it. Probably Harrison Ford's final indie paycheck, maybe.
Oh, yeah. They would have paid him handsomely to come back.
Yeah.
I'd say at least 30 million.
That and probably the production in terms of locations. Those are probably the...
Locations, yeah. I know it was shot a bit in the UK and they had to pay some sort of like millions in terms of tax subsidy for like filming there or something like that. So I know that contributes to it. But still, 329, that's one of the most expensive films of all time.
Yeah. Spider-Verse, that's cool. I mean, it's still doing very well at the cinemas as well.
So nice to see.
It's coming up to a month now, or over a month since it's come out, and it's still like in the top 2. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And Elemental, I guess the word of mouth is literally carrying this movie now because when it first came out, we all had our doubts, but then obviously word of mouth has started to spread. There's a bit more marketing for it now, and people are going to go see it as well.
Yeah.
And it's school holidays here in New Zealand, so not that we contribute much, but it's a little bit. But yeah, no, the box office standings for this week is pretty much roughly how I had it, except for No Hard Feelings. I didn't expect it to be that high.
Yeah.
I thought it would probably be just outside of the top 5.
It's good to say. Oh, yeah, I saw that, by the way, during the week. I forgot to mention that one. Yeah, no, it's a good, solid comedy. We need more kind of comedies with, A-list stars in it, I reckon. Yeah, so it's good to see it doing well.
All right, next topic, and there's some big news for James Gunn and his upcoming DCU that kicks off in 2025. So Superman Legacy, Superman and Lois Lane have been cast. So portraying Superman is David Corenswet, and Lois Lane is Rachel Brosnahan.
Yep.
Had it. I was
You'll
practicing
get there.
it.
By 2025, you better be saying that name correctly.
Brosnahan. So I haven't seen much of Corenswet's stuff, but I know that Brosnahan has been in House of Cards, which is where I've seen her from. What are your thoughts on this casting?
Fun fact, Corenswet's on House of Cards as well for one episode.
Clicked, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen him there, but
I don't recognize him.
I've never seen him before.
Yeah.
I imagine myself over the next few weeks watching Pearl, which we heard over the weekend that he's good in. He's fine. But the movie's great, so I want to see the movie and just what he's like as a performer in terms of like, how you can sense an actor's just natural charisma outside of their actual performance.
Yep.
Some actors just have that kind of magic to them, that charm that just, I want to see if he has that, because I feel like Clark Kent needs that in a way. And at the end of the day, these cast selections, they're very promising to me. I've seen Rachel Brosnahan and stuff, but from like 2015, 2016. It's a long time since I've seen her. But, like a bunch of SAG nominations and Emmy nominations and a win there for Marvelous Miss Maisel. Like, I think they've nailed it here. And apparently she was like the most impressive out of all off the screen tests.
Yeah.
With everyone, including the Lex Luthor ones. So David Corenswet, in terms of like just look, physical appearance, and kind of build, sure, he's got a bit of length to him, but like he doesn't quite have the frame yet. You can obviously grow into that. You can train.
He has 2 years.
Yeah. He has plenty of time, and with what Hollywood will pump into him, a bunch of chemicals and stuff like that, he'll be big in a couple months.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but that's another conversation. Yeah, so he's got the Clark Kent look. Just really great stuff. He's got youth to him. Youthful actors for this is just a great idea. I wanted Clark Kent to be younger in this, not kind of older. I think that's where DCU went wrong. Because I know Superman Legacy is going to be focusing on just him on his quest about his Kryptonian like past and about his parents in Kansas and his parents from Krypton. So it'll be like not a coming of age story, but like just discovering who you are. And like it's just the right fit for him. I know that Emma McKay, she was in line to or like getting a screen test as well. Like made it to the final stages. Nicholas Hoult did as well. He's also lost out on the Batman.
And the Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah. I think he lost out on James Bond as well, but he's lost out on much stuff. Yeah. He's always made it to the final round.
He just should not go for franchises anymore. Just,
I think he would have been fine. Everyone was like hating on him with the idea of being Superman. And once I heard of David Corenswet, he was my top pick, but I wouldn't have minded Nicholas Hoult. Like,
I was just more talking how he's like applied for like so many major
nah,
stuff.
yeah, no, but I'm just like talking about like I just randomly started seeing so much hate for him,
Oh, yeah.
like just uncalled for.
I think
Poor
it's
guy.
because everyone still has him as like Beast and how he was sort of like in that. And they couldn't quite imagine him as a Superman sort of character. And he's a bit lanky as well, so I guess people can't really envision him in like a physical physique.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I get obviously acting wise, he'll be able to nail it.
yeah,
But I think it was just the physique wise that.
I don't think you need to care about the physique because like you can just grow. Like you can like train at the gym and you can get bigger and stuff like that. And with what Hollywood does, like you can transform your body pretty quickly. So I think anyone could grow into the physique that Superman has, but he doesn't need to be insane. Like I don't expect David Corenswet to be like at the level of Henry Cavill. Don't think it's necessary. But just have a decent build at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Emma McKay, that would have been my top pick for Lois Lane. Just because, you know, Emma McKay's, she's 26, I believe.
27.
27, yeah. So she would have just been like, I'm not trying to be like saying age is a bad thing or not, but just a more youthful kind of energy to her that I feel like I would have loved to seen a version of Lois Lane who's new to journalism and new to coming to that, at least with, they can still do that with Brosnahan, of course, and she'll play it really well. I just feel like Emma McKay could pass for, you know, an intern or someone coming out of uni and stuff a little bit more convincingly. I don't know where they're going to go with it, but I fucking pray that the charisma between Corenswet and Brosnahan are better than Amy Adams and Cavill, because he's an okay actor. Nothing he's done that's really impressed me. Like my best performance that I've seen from him is Mission Impossible Fallout. Like he's fine, but Amy Adams is very talented. To see those two have a really cold disconnect was always weird. I just go back to that scene in the bath and Batman vs Superman.
Yes, just like
it's just like awkward. Yeah, and I was like, I never bought into it. But yeah, and I've heard stuff about Lex Luthor potential castings there.
I did see Nicholas Hoult was up for that.
He is up for that. Both Skarsgård brothers have auditioned for it, and it looks like Bill Skarsgård will get it, or at least it's trending that way. We'll see what happens, but I'm fully on board for that. If we get a young Lex Luthor, that's going to be cool to see. And Bill, yeah, I mean, I saw him in like the similarish kind of role in John Wick 4. So he definitely can play it, and I think he'd be very good in it as well.
He's very menacing as well. We've already seen him in it and John Wick 4 as well, so clearly he can play a villain very well. Yeah,
and he's a bit versatile in how he does his performances. So it would be better than Jesse Eisenberg.
I think anyone would be better than Jesse Eisenberg.
He had potential though.
He did, but hey, that whole franchise had potential.
That's true. Yeah. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, I'm happy with both casting. I've seen Rachel in House of Cards, and I know that she's a very talented actress, and I think she'll definitely do the role very justice as well. Corenswet, I'm on the same boat as you. Haven't seen much of him, so I can't quite comment properly. But just in terms of physique wise, he's the same height as Christopher Reeve, 6'4", which is the tallest Superman.
Yeah.
So he's obviously going to have that Superman sort of toweringness nature to him, which is great. And obviously 2 years out, he can easily put on some few kgs and really look like Superman.
He'll need to put on like 15 kgs.
Yeah. But it's now it's just really interesting to see what the suit's going to look like, whether they go with the traditional colors and the under on the outside, or if they like keep it with the sort of DC New 52 and DCU sort of Superman sort of suits where it's just like a little belt. So I guess that's next on the everyone's fans list to see what the suit's going to look like.
I don't think it'll be undies, but it needs color. It definitely needs like a bit of pop.
So it doesn't need to be navy blue. It should be like proper. I don't know the word. It's not sky blue. Proper blue.
Just blue. Yeah. You know what I mean with Henry Cavill's. He was just.
If we're on video, I could literally point to the blue right now. You know the Lego.
We used to have a thing of Superman here, actually. So I could have pointed to that. And he's right there in that poster. Yeah. For the Lego movie.
If we're on video, we could have just turned the camera, but it's all good. You guys can just look up the Lego movie poster and he's there.
Top right by the O in Lego.
There you go. Great description. Search it up on Google. You're welcome. Lego movie. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm all on board with you in regards to Emma McKay. I think she just looks like a Lois Lane,
Yeah.
just her like facial features and like her height and everything. She just looks like a Lois Lane. Where Rachel, she does look a bit older, but I think she's on something like a 2-year, 3-year age gap, which isn't that much. But
it's fine. She's extremely talented. So like anyone to complain at that just because of age, I think it's a little bit silly at that point.
Yeah, and they're both relatively unknown, considering that Rachel's been in quite a lot as well.
Yeah,
she's still not really well known, so it's obviously great that both these actors and actresses can finally like break into Hollywood and get a bit more mainstream.
Do it for all of DCU.
Yeah,
because I don't want people that come in there and they have a whole history of bullying and harassment and all this other stuff. Start clean and cleaning new faces. It's a fair thing to say.
It is Warner Brothers is doing their research now, not
Yeah, and then we're seeing Disney. There's just so much like vet whoever it is first very, very thoroughly.
So I guess the next one for DC is all eyes will be on the Batman. James Gunn did say that it's miles and miles away from that casting being set. So get ready for a lot of fan casts to come out. No doubt we'll do some as well. When more details come out about that film, when we get a rougher idea of what kind of Batman James Gunn is looking for. But until then, we'll just wait for what the suit announcement looks and
just do Robert Pattinson for Batman.
Exactly. I think they both would be fantastic.
Yeah.
That they're both relatively young and both establishing their own sort of franchise as well. Yeah. Batman, I think he was in year 2. Or Pattinson's Batman was in year 2, and I think this is roughly the same sort of.
Yeah. And you could easily get it into the DCU.
Yeah.
Like, it's just there's no mention of, like other cities or other beings in the Batman. So it's not like it, you couldn't just make it a part of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, you can always change your mind if James Gunn wants to go that route.
I just think it's really, really dumb to have 2 Batmans in 2 different universes at the same time. It's just stupid.
Yeah, everyone's going to get confused.
Yeah, like we have 2 Jokers now. And we're probably going to have a 3rd Joker running all at the same time.
Yeah. 2 Jokers? I can think of Joaquin Phoenix.
You got the Batman Joker, Joaquin Joker, and probably DCU Joker.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm saying that, but like Spider-Man is probably the closest you can do. Animated, live action, both thriving kind of thing. But 2 live action ones, we'll see if they can pull off. That's going to be hard to do.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait for more announcements and
like
shit.
Me and you, we're going to know exactly what's going on, who's where, and what's DCU and what's not. Yeah. Can you imagine somebody's not into movies and just goes to random stuff?
They're going to be so fucking confused.
And they're going to be like, wait, I thought it was that guy. Like, they're gonna, like, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. They're going to be like all over the place. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like,
they are. This is, sorry for your poor souls out there. Those are uninitiated, film beans.
Do you know what would be actually like gut wrenching though? Is that the Batman Part 2, the Matt Reeves one, he dies at the end of it, and then they cancel that to make space for the new one.
The thing is that's something they'll fully fucking do. So next topic. I'm getting triggered.
I'm sorry.
So speaking of fucking Warner Brothers, their highly anticipated Dune Part 2, they released a second trailer for that. It looks absolutely gorgeous from a cinematography level and a story level as well. What were your thoughts of watching that trailer?
Oh man, it looks so good! Wow,
and sounds.
Yeah. Oh, the sound's just incredible. The first one was great when it came to sound, just the entire soundscape to its, just really, deep score. It's just insane. Dune Part 2 though, this feels like a completely different movie. Like a continuation on, but in terms of tone, scale, pace, it just feels like there's so much more going on. Dune, the first one, felt meditative, slow, taking its time to explore the world, explore the characters. which is kind of good because it'll make this movie like a lot better because you have a good understanding and stuff. This one looks really explosive, bombastic. It's, you know, it looks like it's just running at 100 miles per hour. Just some insane stuff in here. And then you pair that with just brilliant filmmaking from a craftsmanship level of, you know, just like you said, the cinematography is just insane. The score, the production design, you know, filming in Abu Dhabi, Jordan, Italy, you're just going to get such a real kind of blockbuster, but with like really, you know, fast-paced action now. The first one had all that craftsmanship from a filmmaking perspective, but this one's just going to add in a lot more kind of action to it, which is going to be a little bit more exciting. Because I think, at least for myself, I just felt like the first one was too slow. I appreciate that movie more than I love it, and I'm glad it exists. But you know, it's a movie that I couldn't, you know, I'm eager to watch again and stuff like that. But yeah, this one looks completely different, completely insane. I'm fully ready for it to come out.
Yeah. Sort of wish these trailers came out before we did our most anticipated, eh?
Yeah.
Because I put it in my honorable mentions and not in my top 10. And now I sort of wish I had it in my top 10.
I wasn't going to mention it, but yeah, you did it yourself.
I know you're going to mention it at some point, so I'm just in a future episode, so I'm just going to address it now. I roasted
you when the first trailer came out.
That's true. But yeah, it looks fantastic. I mean, I think it's easily going to get best visuals, best cinematography, and best sound. It's going to sweep all those technical categories.
Sweep?
Yeah, the technical categories.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, maybe.
Visual cinematography and sound is pretty much easy. Well, not easy, but
I mean, you got Killers of the Flower Moon, you got Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible could make a play, John Wick. Like,
yeah.
there's some good stuff this year from a visual level.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But no, I think just the way that they use like different color filters to like show different. I don't know what it is.
They're doing that with Oppenheimer, so
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, even like Spider-Verse, but it's not going to have cinematography because it can't.
It'll be more animated.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't bring it up.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think this one is going to be a real contender for it. Just
definitely, yeah,
like that whole scene or the snippets where it's just like pure orange filter, and then one with Austin Butler was just like pure
black and white.
Yeah, black and white, but it's not like standard black and white. It's just like a lot more poppy.
Yeah, it was like real drenched and stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah. So
I do love it.
It's nice to see Villeneuve, like, you know, try out different things from visuals sort of view.
Yeah.
I think there was rumors you said to me over the weekend that there might be a third part for this. I always thought this was a 3-parter.
Yeah. Well, I know that it was Dune 1 and 2, which is like the complete story, and then there's like another one that adds on to this. But I think it was Variety or Deadline. When they announced the trailer, they said, "Oh, the second one from the 3-parter," and I didn't. Like, everyone was like, "Oh, did they just confirm that this is like a trilogy?" So I don't know what's happening there. I don't know enough about the Dune lore, Dune story, and how this movie goes to really make a comment on that. But it was just something that I saw and something that people were discussing. So yeah, if it's a trilogy, I'm good with that.
I guess we'll have to wait until Warner Brothers or Villeneuve makes an actual announcement regarding that.
I know, but just what a treat this year, eh? Martin Scorsese, Nolan, Gerwig, Villeneuve,
Wes Anderson,
Spider-Verse. Just man, it's just
we just need a Spielberg as like the little cherry on top.
Hasn't he got a movie coming out?
Does he?
Oh, I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure I saw one. But if he does, like, that's like the ultimate year.
It's like the battle of the directors, really. You know?
Yeah, Steven Spielberg might be the best one out of those.
Also, watching this trailer, it feels like it's going to be a very long film, like 2 hours 40 to 3 hours, because there's so much in that. They showed so much, but they didn't give away a lot. It just seems like there's going to be a lot happening in this film, so be prepared for quite a lengthy runtime.
Yeah. He has a movie that's in production now, Steven Spielberg, but no release date. So yeah, that guy makes a movie every year. It feels like so. He doesn't need to do it this year. He can take a rest.
It's his rest year.
Yeah, but going back to what you just said about the runtime, how would you feel if it was, 3 hours 15 to 3 hours 30?
3 hours 15 to 3 hours 30.
Yeah,
It feels like that.
it does.
I wouldn't mind it as long as there's no three-parter.
All right. Yeah.
Because if there's a three-parter, then it's like, why are you saying all of this now instead of like split it? You know? But if it's like 3 hours 30 and it's the final one for this, and then it's like a little bit of a spin-off for that third one, then
Because what was Return of the King?
it's the third book. Oh, the
yeah.
runtime.
Yeah. Was that 3:15? Around that? That wouldn't have gone to 3:30, eh?
Theatrical or
Of course, the one that came in theaters, yeah.
I think that was high three. I think it was around about the 3:15, 3:30, and then the extended version is 4 hours.
2021.
Yeah.
That's pretty high. And then, even something like Avatar: The Way of Water, it did 3 hours 15, 3 hours 12, but like that they can still work to a point where you're not like just dreading the runtime.
Yeah.
And like I don't like when people say that like 3 hour movie, oh no, box office, all this kind of stuff. Just look at the box office. Avengers Endgame, 2 hours 50.
Avatar:
The Way of Water, 3 hours 12. Return of the King at the time got into the top 5 all time. Titanic, 3 hours. Like, it doesn't matter. Good movie, people will come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of a good movie, we haven't seen it yet, so I can't judge. Asteroid City is coming to digital. It's coming to digital on July 11th. Released in cinemas last week, right?
Yes.
Yep. So it's July 3rd, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So next week you'll be able to get a streaming service and watch it rather than going to a cinema and it's like third week, fourth week. Clearly, obviously, me and James aren't happy with this. A, because Asteroid City hasn't even released in New Zealand yet, so me and James can easily just go watch on streaming on that date rather than waiting to watch in cinemas. But we'll definitely do Wes Anderson justice and watch in a theater. But this is quite a trend, Obviously, we saw it with Fast X, but that was a different circumstances. Their box office was failing majorly.
That was like a month.
Yeah, it wasn't as recent, but like they put it out there quickly.
I know the Flash comes out soon.
Flash comes out soon. That's another reason why, because box office is doing poor, so they're like, oh, let's just fucking chuck it up there now. But Asteroid City, and like its second week, it's a relatively unknown film and whatnot. It's more nichey.
Yeah.
But for it to come out in digital like 2 weeks after it's theatrical, what are your thoughts on this? Obviously negative, or it's a bad decision on their part, I assume.
Yeah, well, I just opened a drink, so I needed to talk about this one. I'm furious with this. I hate this so much. This really does irk me in all the wrong ways, and for several reasons. By the way, it releases on premium video on demand, so you do have to pay for it in the streaming service. So I guess that's a little add-on, so it's not like completely free to watch. But first of all, the Blu-ray release for this comes out December 31st. Nearly.
What?
Yeah.
It's like almost 6 months away.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. So there's no reason to do this now. Secondly, if I do want to watch this in theaters, I have to wait for the New Zealand Film Festival. Or we can wait for the New Zealand release date around August 10th. And, we'll go to the media screening for that a couple of days beforehand. If we don't want to pay for the New Zealand Film Festival ticket. And so from now, or from the July 11th till then, I'm going to be seeing clips, seeing a lot more people discuss it. Yeah, I'm going to see all the stuff about it. So either I am kind of pressured into watching it before the screening and stuff like that and not experience Wes Anderson on the big screen, or I just put up with seeing random clips and try to avoid what I can when I can. And if I know the internet, there'll be 100 memes come from it and all this random stuff. So it's just like, there was no reason to do that. You just got the biggest opening for Wes Anderson movie. The fact that his style and his movies are really, they're starting to translate over to more of a casual audience now. We've seen all those kind of like AI remakings and stuff like that. And Wes Anderson's commented on that himself.
And it's very similar to Poor Things. No, not exactly the same, but like the visual style between that film and Wes Anderson films is quite similar.
Yeah, and it's a very, very unique, but people do love it when they get exposed to it. So the fact that we can see that through the box office, that people want to go and see the new movie now, especially with this cast. I don't know the thinking behind it. Like it wasn't doing bad at the box office. I just don't know what it does because it goes on multiple different services. It's just picking up extra dollars, I guess. But yeah, whenever these kind of things happen, like I always hear the term digital, and I don't know if it's like, oh, it's just going on streaming service for free, or do you have to pay or rent it on the streaming service? So it's always very confusing for that. But the movie needs to be out for at least 45 days in cinemas exclusively.
Yeah,
milk that dry, and then go to premium video on demand. If I had my way, and I don't have my way because I don't talk to studios like that. But if I could choose how these things happen, it would be the 60-day in theaters exclusive, milk that dry, and then a physical media exclusive release. So if people want to watch it earlier, you have to go and buy the physical thing because that industry needs it, and we need more sales there. And then I'll do premium video on demand, and then I'll let that take its time, and then I'll drop it on streaming. It's very similar to how, remember when things used to come out on TV for the first time? Like, it'd be playing, like, we go way back with this. Yeah, like, you would have, like, Blockbuster or Video Easy. You could rent movies.
Yeah.
And, like, when the new release ones, it was like $8 overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, oh, you couldn't do it if your parents didn't let you. And then, but then it would be coming on TV. Showing on the TV and around Saturday night and stuff like that. So streaming where it's free and you just have the subscription to watch it should be the last resort. That should be the last part of a streaming or like of a release model for a movie.
Yeah.
Because just all that other stuff, you can just get more revenue through it, I believe.
Would your point still stand for The Flash?
Yeah.
Even though it's like losing, I don't know how much it costs to have a film in theaters. I don't know if it's quite high
okay. Well, in that case,
because I feel this is where studios are thinking is cost efficiency and whatnot. Maybe it's more cost efficient for them to drop into digital.
They don't pay for it in theaters. They pay for like the marketing and stuff like that. But on some movies out, you don't need to pay for marketing. They just drop all marketing fund right now. I imagine the idea to put Flash and something like Fast X on digital because of box office. Fast X just passed 700 million, so that's not doing too bad, by the way. But the Flash, that's doing dreadful and losing a lot of money. The idea, I guess, would be to get a lot more subscriptions on Max because it comes out as soon as possible,
right?
For them. But my point still stands.
Yeah,
I am going to be consistent with this one because it should just be the golden rule.
Yeah. I think the way they did it during COVID, not the, day and date release, but after that, how they had like, I think it was that 42 day theatrical release and then it drops into streaming, digital, whatever.
For them, for sure. Yeah.
For them, yeah. I think that's a great way to look at it. I completely forgot about the physical media aspect as well. So what you just said completely makes sense because, it's not really a dying industry, but it's a industry that doesn't get enough love, and physical media is
exactly. You're meant to be the guy for physical media.
I'm getting there. And physical media is just like, it's so much better than streaming because you own it. No one can take it away from you.
Exactly.
Netflix can't just pull
and
it.
it looks better.
And it looks better, because it's in this proper 1080p or 2160p.
2160p.
Is it 4K? Oh no, it's 320 something.
Huh?
It's 320 something. Never mind.
What were you thinking about?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh,
I should have just said 4K. And 1080p and 4K, so it just looks way better. You can just, if you have a PS5, you can just chuck it in there and watch it, or an Xbox. You don't really need to have a Blu-ray player to appreciate it.
I mean, you have a Blu-ray player. Have you tried comparing? So this is randomly off topic. I just want to know real quick. Have you tried comparing how it would look in your PS5 versus your 4K player?
No, I haven't.
You should do that one time and just see if there is like quite a noticeable difference. I'll be very curious to know.
I might do that. I might do that with Spider-Verse because I'm pretty sure I watched that on my PS5 before I got the Blu-ray.
I don't know if you have the Suicide Squad James Gunn version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite looking 4K that I've seen on my TV so far. Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, sorry. Back to your point about Asteroid City. We started talking about release models and stuff like that. What do you think about Asteroid City July 11th release?
Oh yeah, no, I think that's way too soon. I mean, if they were going to do this at least end of July or beginning of August, give that time in the theaters a good run. But then again, you got Mission Impossible, Barbie, Oppenheimer. What's the one we're seeing tomorrow? Joyride as well.
Joyride, yeah.
It's all just going to be not many people are going to go watch Asteroid City, so it's somewhat understandable there. But all those niche sort of cinephile sort of people like us, and they want to go. That's excited for Wes Anderson films because they want to see his craftsmanship on the big screen. They're pretty much only going to get 4 weeks to see that. And if you have these big ones like Mission Impossible and stuff, they probably want to see that as fast as possible to avoid spoilers rather than watching Asteroid City. So that is where their priorities will probably be. But when it gets taken away on July 11th or limited theatre release, it's pretty much gone from them. So it is quite sad, and I hope it's not a trend. I hope it's just impulsive decision from studios in regards to this.
I mean, yeah, I think you're right. And hoping that it is just an impulsive decision. And I do believe it is that. I think perhaps it could be due to the not amazing reviews. If this was getting amazing reviews and everyone was talking about it, then perhaps a little bit more. But at least move the release date in countries before digital. I just don't like that it's accessible here at my house before I can go. I have to wait another month to go see it in the cinema.
Yeah, that is dumb.
That doesn't make sense to me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of markets would be waiting for Asteroid City as well.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's annoying.
Oh, well. Next topic is The Boys Season 4. The showrunner has recently said that Season 4 is not going to release until the writer's strike is over. For FYI, guys, Season 4 is completely shot and done. It's got no more filming. They're just doing it out of respect for the writers and whatnot. So it's obviously good for them. They're showing their support in some sort of way. What are your thoughts on Season 4 being delayed even though it's completely finished? Or majority finished? Yeah,
well, I've what they say makes complete sense. Because hey, I mean, filming's been done, and with TV series, the way they release, they're still working on it until the episode gets released. So they don't finish the whole season, then just start releasing it week on week. They are continuing to work on it as the weeks go. I mean, we've had plenty of screeners where it's been unfinished as you get to episode 6 and stuff like that. So this stuff happens. It's regarding the writer's strike, and that's fair. They are, it's cool to see a company put so much and quite a big show now. I think The Boys has grown massively. To say no, we're not going to release this until you give them fair wages, fair conditions, and stuff like that. It's just good to see a whole production be in support rather than just writers and actors with the signs and stuff like that. So hopefully it reaches a conclusion and we can start getting some stuff. But the way the showrunner described it is the fact that they are writing in post-production, so they need their writers. Just whether it's ADR, they are recording dialogue and changing dialogue to cover up missed points and editing, all that kind of stuff. So writers are involved on all levels of the I guess filmmaking spectrum. They're not just there they just don't hand in a script and then see ya, here's $100 kind of thing. They're there for the entire time. So if you don't have your writers, don't carry on production. It just makes complete sense to me. And if the writers are the writers from the previous seasons, which are great, you want to keep that consistent quality. You don't want your director or the showrunners being what do we do? they all got to be they all got to be a team, and they got to work together. So I think this is a good move. As much as it sucks as a fan,
Yeah.
It gives me more time to watch season 3 and catch up. I'm halfway.
Have you still not watched it?
I'm getting there. I have to watch so much franchises. Which is fair. So yeah. And what do you think about this? Do you think it's fair?
Oh, 100%. It's definitely fair. As you said it before, it's gut wrenching, or it's like shit as a fan. You know,
Yep.
I've seen season 3. I've seen all the series, so it's got looking forward to season 4. It's just like a bit of annoyance. Well, not annoyance, but it's just like, damn it, you know, I have to wait now.
Yeah.
Same with Stranger Things as well. But the reason behind it is completely justifiable. You know, like they're doing it to show their support, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if a lot of other franchises or highly anticipated stuff does this sort of move as well, just to throw their support behind, and so the people can give the writers what they actually deserve, and then they can just move on from this, and you know, they can just change it back and release it on time.
Yeah, they need to come to a deal already. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like,
me neither.
How long can this strike go on for?
It's been going on for a couple months now, right?
Yeah,
it has to be.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's just been going on forever.
Yeah,
but we're gonna see the real brunt of it soon. It's gonna be rough.
I think there's a lot of unfinished stuff that's coming on 2025.
Yeah.
Deadpool for one, you know, that hasn't even begun.
2024, yeah.
2024. Thanks. That hasn't even begun shooting, and yet it's releasing before.
And that started filming.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, it just started like a week or two ago.
Oh, I'm surprised that the writer's strike hasn't affected that film.
No, they don't straight through it. Because it's the MCU. They don't sleep. And that Captain America's finished filming though.
It has, and it's coming up after, which is it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is. Yeah.
MCU and Disney are just on a different sort of fucking level to the rest of Hollywood, you know.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But
I hope the strike comes to a conclusion soon with the writers getting favorable working conditions and wages, because they are a very important piece to the puzzle of filmmaking.
I would say they're probably one of the most important, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like top 3.
I mean, you can't have a good movie without good writers, really.
Besides the director, probably, writers straight after that.
Probably directors, writers, and actors, in my opinion.
Pardon?
Directors, writers, and then actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Are probably my top 3 most important.
Oh, I'd put producer first and then director.
Okay.
Because someone needs to fund it and guide and start and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I
forgot about producers.
But yeah, writers, directors, and producers are the holy trinity, if you will.
Holy trinity,
yeah.
Well, hopefully this can get sorted soon, and hopefully on our next episode we're not having to talk about this
more
writer's
delays.
strike, more delays.
An update to the ladder, lad.
I'm actually excited to see what gets knocked off.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to see what information comes out.
Moving on, we have The Batman Part 2, Matt Reeves' Batman, set to release in 2025 as part of James Gunn's Elseworlds sort of universe. Matt Reeves has confirmed that Greig Fraser, who was a cinematographer for the first one, is returning for the second one. For me, I'm quite excited for this. Just based off how fantastic looking that first one was. But what's your thoughts, James?
Yeah. I mean, this is a very DC heavy show today.
That's all I could find, man. It was a struggle.
I know. It was a slow news week. Besides, really the Superman Legacy castings and the Dune trailer, but yeah, no, I mean, like Greig Fraser, he's coming for that Oscar nomination. He's gonna get it. No, I'm very stoked about this. I had no doubt in my mind that he wouldn't return. I've just felt like he would, just the way, cinematographer and director pairings. That's just kind of, it's usually the case. Sam Mendes always has Roger Deakins on his side. And so Nolan Hoyt Van Hoytema. Yeah. So I didn't doubt that he would be coming back, but I would hope that it's more of an improvement. They kind of used the first film as establishing how that kind of Elseworld, if that's what they want to call it, is going to look, how it's going to feel, especially in terms of the Batman, how lighting wants to be done there. So they've done all the hard groundwork to just know the look and feel and scale of this universe. And then in the second one, they don't really have to do all that. They can focus on kind of mastering the, different shots and, action set pieces. You can go a little bit extra on it. Remember the Batman? It's funny, I had this conversation on Twitter because it keeps coming up. But the budget for the Batman was meant to be $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is a $100 million movie in a sense, but the COVID pandemic kind of ballooned all these budgets, which is why we're seeing so much $300 budgets, because of like all this like health and safety and extra precautions, extra staff to kind of do all that kind of stuff. So if they are going to dedicate, so it ballooned it to 200 million.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to be a 200 million thing without all this other COVID stuff in the way, alongside Greig Fraser here, high budget Greig Fraser, a director that knows the world now, like this one can look a lot better, I think, and I do think it will. So yeah, man, I'm super excited that the Batman Part 2 is really high up there for me. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, it's very high up there for me too, obviously. But yeah, I'm happy with this. I mean, I think when the Oscars and nominations and stuff came out, we all said, well, me especially said that it's pretty much a robbery that he wasn't at least nominated. He didn't have to win, but he should have at least been nominated.
Yeah.
Considering other stuff got nominated that really wasn't as good as the Batman, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping he does get nominated if his work is just as good or even better in the Batman Part 2. I hope, and I want to see this with in a Batman film eventually, is the Arkham sort of fighting somewhat style, the more John Wick-esque,
Yeah.
I think that would be able to wow people, because I think people have just seen the brawling sort of Batman. We got a taste of it in the Batman.
The train scene?
The train scene.
Yeah.
Of, those tactical sort of fighting style.
I keep telling you my idea for Batman, and they have to do it at some point.
Tell everyone your idea.
This is a great idea. Has anyone seen The Raid? I mean, they're thrown into, a hotel, apartment building, something like that, and he has to fight all these levels, all these guys, just to get out of it. My idea is, I guess, I'm not gonna. I don't know the plot details, but the concept of it is that Batman, and like not entire rogue gallery, but very significant villains, they take control of Arkham. They own the whole thing, and Batman has to go in there, and I guess he gets in, and somehow he gets trapped in there. He doesn't know how to get out, and he just goes. It's just a 2-hour action movie, pure action, barely any dialogue. Just has to go all out. It's like a real gritty, dark, R-rated movie, and he's beaten nearly to a pulp. I think it would just be brutal. I want something Raid, John Wick-esque kind of superhero or comic book movie, and I think Batman is the one that can fit the bill with that. It's just more intriguing to me. It's just different to what we have. I like. Sure, I love when we get these really these really close up hand to hand combat kind of scenes. Winter Soldier, the Batman. Obviously, there are some other movies out there that did it, but it's just always so entertaining. And so I would just love it, especially how like hasn't Batman like mastered like 6 different,
a lot more.
How much is it?
I'm pretty sure it's over 100, depending on what comic book you pick up.
Martial arts, 100. Okay, yeah. So if you could see him like analyzing his opponent and then using the right one for it.
So similar, the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes, how like before a fight actually happens, he like detects what he's going to do and it happens on screen. Something like that.
Yeah.
But better.
Yeah, but better. Yeah. No, so like whether it's like but using like ones that have a distinct visual difference, whether it's like, kind of like kickboxing, just kind of like gritty kind of stuff, or whether, it's Wing Chun, it's like real like, or it's like Aikido or Brazilian Jiu Jitsu all on the ground and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Just blending all that. I'm a genius, honestly.
There you go, James Gunn. If you're listening to the Let's Be Real, first thing, give us a shout out, please. And second, you got your director for another Batman film sitting right in front of me.
Okay, I don't know if I could direct it, but I can come up with the ideas.
It doesn't. No, you're director now. The
Okay.
pitch has been made to James Gunn. He's gonna call you.
Yeah, all right. I'm expecting the call sometime.
But
No, how would at least like changing of martial arts, wouldn't that be sick? Like
it would be good. We can like see him change stances, to like suit the fighting style, different sort of martial arts to
especially for Robert Pattinson's Batman. I don't want Michael Keaton flying in and kicking people like 10 meters high in the sky.
I think Robert Pattinson's Batman is not that ridiculous, to be honest. It's more grounded, and I think Matt Reeves understands the character of the Batman to not make it like that.
Yeah, no, man.
But it'll be great to see Batman use different martial arts on different villains. So your idea, but instead of like changing it mid-fight, he knows how to fight one particular villain.
Yeah.
So he just uses that, and then we see a completely different fighting style to a different villain.
Because he knows what they're using and what they're fighting with, or how they're fighting. Yeah.
But also, what you described is very similar to Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, but that's the same fight style, though, Highway.
Yeah. But no, that is great.
Yeah.
And if you couple your idea with Greig Fraser as the Batman Part 3,
oh man, I'm just thinking about it now. Like, and I want it to be like R-rated.
Me too.
Yeah.
I also think, and it's crazy how they haven't done this, is that no one's done a one-take scene of the Batman. I think that would just be fantastic, whether you make it like third person or first person, where you see it through his eyes, just a one take of him, like.
Yeah,
you use your example.
Yeah,
all these like C-level villains come out to try stop Batman, and we just see like him, just one take all these characters before he gets like one of the big bosses like Two-Face or something.
Yeah, no, you can do that. It could look so nice as well. Okay. But yeah, no, it needs to be bloody. Like I just want like the last shot, and it's just like blood all over him.
One can dream for R-rated Batman. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get that, but one can dream.
Oh, I mean, they did R-rated Joker, and what is that got $1 billion?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, there's no excuse to not do that.
That's true.
People would, if people saw like the movie that I just said, people would show up and they'd be like, "Holy shit!" They would go insane. I reckon.
Just saying like Batman unhinged. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't kill people, but he really fucking makes sure that the people he beats up wishes they were dead.
Yeah, and if they did the whole like Sherlock Holmes thing, where it's like, he's like narrating over himself. He's like Wing Chun stance, like adapt some dumb stuff like that.
We did in the first Batman. We did sort of see. In fact, we saw a lot where he narrated to himself rather than saying actual dialogue.
Oh yeah. So you could use the narrating over top of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they want story in there, but I think if you just did even like 100-minute, hour 40 kind of thing, people would love it. If you could tie it to like a purpose, something close to the character, like they're holding someone hostage or kids or someone close to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day in another universe, maybe, but knowing Warner Brothers, I don't think.
Oh man, I'm getting so excited, and it's not even a real thing.
All right, we're making a fan film now. Catch us on MovieGainz, and we'll drop our first movie soon.
Yeah,
me as Batman. The shortest Batman in history. All right.
It's Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm short, guys. Very short. Moving on.
So am I, guys. Don't worry.
Moving on is something that me and James have discussed privately, and we thought it would be a great conversation to, for you guys to listen to and maybe get your thoughts as well. Is that TV series that come out and they release a Rotten Tomatoes score based off only 2 episodes. So they haven't seen the full end product. They've just basing their opinions on 2 or 3 episodes. Kick us off, James.
Well, I'm not going to use like the words that I used to in private to just want to be appropriate. But yeah, no, my feelings are pretty clear on this. It just makes zero sense. And I saw this with Secret Invasion, which is why we were talking about it. I remember watching those 2 episodes that I got early, and I was like to you, "Oh, this is good. I really like this. I think it has potential it's a keyword there, potential to be one of, if not the best MCU series. Similar to Loki or something like that. And then I see the Rotten Tomatoes score come out and it's like in the 60s. And I'm like,
I think it's 66, 68% right now.
yeah. And I'm like, why is the score out? Like, it just makes zero sense to me. Because I was saying, at least to you and thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, this is a good start. This has got potential. When I did my review, I didn't put a score on it. I didn't do 8 out of 10 or anything because I just can't. Like,
yeah.
Like, they could be 2 good episodes and then, the next 4 episodes to finish it off is just, some unicorn in the sky just dancing. And then I'm like, oh, this is garbage. And so, like, what if that happens? Does the score has to, like, drop? Like, or it just stays 66%, Like, that's what I mean. It's a stupid example to use because it's not going to happen, but we have seen plenty of Marvel shows start off great and then go downhill very fast.
Captain America, WandaVision.
Mm-hmm. If I had seen all episodes of WandaVision except for the last one, great series, really good. And in that last episode there, it's an alright show. It's got some good points, but that last episode kind of let down the thing. It's like if they were to have a press screening for us for Mission Impossible, and then, the movie's 2 hours in, and then they just stop. And they're like, we're not going to show you the last 50 minutes, all right? Now go do your reviews. Like, we couldn't do a review. Like, it just wouldn't make any sense. And so, like, you're essentially doing that. You need to allow the critics to, sit down, watch from the first episode to the end of the last episode, and then allow reviews to be on there. If you want to do episode reviews, fine. I don't care. No one should put weight into them, but if they want to do it, that's fine. But in terms of like their total season, having that tomato score there, I think it's just stupid.
Yeah. And I know Marvel or the MCU is not the only one that does it as well. I think it's across most.
Yeah,
most TV
it's all
series,
the time. Yeah,
they have it. So we can't really say it's like Marvel trying to avoid spoilers.
No, not at all. Yeah. It's a Rotten Tomatoes issue.
Yeah. Even though it is probably Marvel trying to avoid spoilers, which is why they don't release the entire series to them at once.
Well, I mean, like the press press screeners that you get for series they're very weird. I remember Peacemaker, we got all of them but the last 2.
Yeah.
House of the Dragon, we got all of them but the last one.
Last of Us, we got all of them but the last one.
Yeah. So, like, I know it's to avoid spoilers, and that's fair enough. I get it. So I'm not putting any excuse onto any studio or any franchise or anything. This is a Rotten Tomatoes issue, and they need to fix it ASAP because some people aren't going to watch Secret Invasion, and they could avoid something that's going to be like quite good. Sure, we don't know what it's going to be like, but it's just inaccurate to what it can actually be or what the entire property is. That's just my thoughts. What about you?
Pretty much on the same boat as you.
Yeah.
You can even flip it on the other way, how you said the first 2 episodes are great, but it gets low scores in your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What if something comes out, first 2 episodes, 100%, and then the rest is fucking dog shit?
Yeah.
Like, people are going to go watch your series because they see it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, but by the time they get to the end of it, they're going to be like, the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
So I think it's probably best if, I don't know, they're episode by episode reviews with no score. They just, review it, don't give a score. Then when that final episode drops, they'd be like, boom, this is my score for it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best way that a TV series could potentially be reviewed.
Yeah.
Black Mirror, stuff like Black Mirror and The Twilight Zone is different because they get it all at once and
you can review that as it goes. It's not even really a series. It's just kind of like 5 movies.
So same with Netflix's TV series as well because they drop it all at once.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. So that you can easily do that. Question for you is those Stranger Things or Splinter Volume 1, Volume 2. Would you have a Volume 1 score or would you wait until Volume 2 came out before you saw that score?
That's a tough one. I would probably wait until the entire thing.
So the full season 4 is released?
Yeah, because they are very connected. I believe part 1 ended on a cliffhanger.
And then part 2 is just fucking stupidly good.
Yeah. If they want I think it would be up to Netflix if they wanted to distinguish it, but calling it part 1 and part 2 and releasing it within a month of each other, or like a month gap or month and a half, something like that. Yeah, it's fair to only judge the entire thing, at least from a Rotten Tomatoes score perspective.
Yeah.
The solution is for just Rotten Tomatoes to only allow episode reviews, and not allow that figure to be put into the tomato score. If we want a tomato score on a TV series, the last episode has to be out, or they have had to have seen it and reviewed it. I think that's the only solution. I mean, Miss Marvel, I haven't seen Miss Marvel, but I saw the first episode. So good. But like as time went on, I started to hear like bad things about it, starting to go down and downhill. Yeah. So it just doesn't make sense. Ted Lasso, man. Like
yes.
That was a roller coaster of how that played out.
Season 3 at least.
Yeah, and the first episode came out, there's a tomato score for it. The series ended. Like, why is there a score before the last episode for the final season of the series?
So dumb.
It doesn't make sense, because that whole ending, the ending is so crucial to the entire Ted Lasso series, and specifically that season.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, and it can go downhill, and it can get better. It's like saying it's going to be 66% the entire way through.
Yeah, it's very stupid, and
it's illogical.
No doubt Rotten Tomatoes will never change because it's Rotten Tomatoes, But here's to hoping,
Oh?
Here's to hoping.
Yeah.
All right, so our last topic that James knows of.
Oh, no.
is James Gunn. He's come out and saying that there's not going to be a sequel for the Suicide Squad film. That is the good Suicide Squad film, the one that released during COVID, not David Ayers, just in case you guys are confused listening. But it did say spin-offs are a game. So we're still going to see the likes of Peacemaker Season 2 and the Waller TV series.
Yep.
But we're not going to get an indirect sequel to the Suicide Squad anytime soon, or at least obviously within this book or chapter of the DCU.
Yeah.
At least. Obviously, I just assume you're going to be a bit gutted over this sequel, but what are your thoughts more in terms of the spin-off aspect of his comments?
Yeah, of course I would love to have seen a sequel. I think the first one's great.
Yeah.
And to build upon those characters, I think would be awesome. It's not too similar to Guardians. It was just, like Guardians unhinged. Like,
because it was R-rated.
Yeah, they could swear there were like blood and stuff. Like, and just the comedy without the shackles of the PG-13 rating is just so much more funnier because it's more adult, it's more mature. You can tailor it to the audience of me and you, for example. So yeah, it's a shame. I'm not surprised though. My criticism for this and for James Gunn is just be consistent. Like, if this is a new chapter, cut all bridges.
Exactly.
Like, cut the Flash out. Stop saying that, oh, we'll see what happens. Like, no, he's gone. He's done. Like, I don't want to hear that, oh, the end of the Flash is the start of the DCU. And I mean, I don't even want to put like Blue Beetle as a DCU character. Like, no, start fully fresh. DC were doing their own thing. Now you're starting something completely new.
Sorry to cut you off.
Right.
Would you agree that to characters? So, for example, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She's done.
Yep,
Cast new.
Done.
Even though she was fantastic.
Done.
Okay.
Yeah. No, just done.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I want Margot Robbie in better stuff. The Suicide Squad is great. And she is great as that. But, like, other people can play Harley Quinn. Lady Gaga doing it.
Yeah.
Which should be quite interesting. I want to see how that goes. But, yeah, like, just be consistent with it. If you're going to have Peacemaker Season 2, is that just is that part of DCU? Or is this Elseworlds? Or what?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't understand. And I know Waller is DCU, literally. And it's Viola Davis's Waller, which is fine. It could work, but it's annoying.
Yeah, you might as well just cast a new not Viola Davis, a new Amanda Waller.
Yeah, just start completely fresh. Don't try and bring things. It feels like he's bringing whatever he did in the DC EU to the DCU.
Yeah,
which doesn't feel that genuine to me. I would just prefer a fresh, clean start. This franchise needs it dramatically.
Yeah.
But in saying that, Peacemaker by James Gunn, the series was great. So I'm obviously going to watch it. I'll probably have a blast with it. John Cena as Peacemaker is just hilarious. I'll finish off with this. If Peacemaker and that whole crew, I guess, is going to be in the new DCU, then just bring everyone from the Suicide Squad. They're all fantastic characters, and they're funny, they're interesting, they got good backstories. Just bring them all. Like, apply everything that you did, not just Peacemaker, but everything you did, and put it in the new one. Because we had a Suicide Squad movie that was bad, and you made a good one that was kind of after it, and like it was like a soft reboot.
Yeah, didn't really reference much the DCU apart from obviously Joel Kinnaman coming back as Rick Flag and Amanda Waller.
Exactly. So you could easily manipulate that in a way to be like, oh, this is, the new Suicide Squad. I don't know. I just think that's probably the best way to go. And if you've already created something that is good and that people like, keep that in there or have a fresh start. Don't pick and choose. Just commit to one or the other.
Yeah, I agree with you. I am a bit gutted that there's not going to be a sequel to Suicide Squad because it's always great. Like they don't have to they don't have to have the same characters.
Yeah.
They can have like the core ones, King Shark, Rick Flag died. Sorry, King Shark, Harley Quinn. They can be like your two stables, and you can just have different. You can have different villains. I'm just using King Shark as an example, but like you can have different villains in that squad. It doesn't have to just be the same characters. Throughout.
Yeah, you can just like pick and choose some to go in there.
Yeah, so that would have been a great way to like obviously introduce different characters or different comic book characters towards the general audience.
Would you rather, if you could choose, James Gunn to direct Superman Legacy or the new DCU Suicide Squad?
Superman Legacy.
Really?
Yeah. I just think because obviously Superman Legacy is kicking this whole thing off. Yep. So we sort of need to see what his vision is for that. They've had some hit and miss directors as Superman. And we all know James Gunn is very good with comic book properties. We've got it in Guardians and the Suicide Squad.
But they're very different to Superman.
They are.
Yeah, so
but
can you do that?
I don't know. I mean, we will have to wait and see, but it's James Gunn, I mean, Peacemaker's somewhat different to, Guardians of the Galaxy and that, as in just the show. It's different to what we saw.
So you'd be happy with Superman Legacy being like Peacemaker? Or
well, not just like Peacemaker. It has to be
similar.
Has to fit the character.
Similar. But it fit the character.
Yes, it does. Otherwise you just get what you get in the DCU. Which is like a dark Superman.
But you could have a funny Superman. And do you think I don't know, James Gunn's good with comedy.
Yeah, but Superman's not really that quippy sort of thing.
Exactly, but under James Gunn, I don't know, man. I feel like he'll have some quips.
He probably would. The studio will probably make him have some quips in there.
Nah, Matt Reeves.
Just a full-on dark one that snaps necks. Oh wait, Man of Steel. But yeah, in terms of the spin-offs, I think it should have died when the DCU got announced. They should not have Peacemaker season 2. This Wallace series is dumb because you're using Viola Davis, who's already established in the DCEU, and now she's part of this. People are going to get confused. If there's Peacemaker, they're going to be like, "What is this?" Like, is it part of this world? Is it Elseworlds? Is it still part of the DCU?
If they kept Peacemaker as just a random DC series, and they made it clear it's not part of any universe.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine.
It would just be a nice, enjoyable show to watch. But
then they'll sort of have to do that with Waller as well, because those two are interconnected.
No, because it's connected to the DCU. So like, they're doing it anyway, man.
Yeah, that's true. I would have liked some other spin-off stuff,
But yeah, this is what goes to my main concern. Like, if you're gonna have a little bit of the past DCEU with the new DCU, it's just confusing as shit.
It is.
Why isn't all of it
just transferred over?
Yeah, or like the good parts, or like why? Like,
Yeah.
I can't even articulate. It's that bad.
Well, we just have to wait and see what the fuck James Gunn is doing, all right?
And 2 years away.
We won't get an answer until
No.
2025. So you people at home, you just sit and wait until we get something.
Mhm.
That applies to us too.
It does. You're not wrong.
All right, that will actually do us today on the Let's Be Real podcast. Hope you've all enjoyed the show wherever you may be listening from. If you have any questions about this episode, be sure to hit us up on social media. You can find us on Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, or YouTube. Or if you want to see what else we get up to, head over to MovieGainz.com. We do a lot of content, like I said before, box office news, film and physical media reviews, and other content, and a whole lot more. Be sure to sign up to our newsletter so you can always keep up to date with the stuff we do on a week-by-week basis. And hey, if you love today's episode, you want to hear more of us and our antics, head over to Spotify or wherever you pod from, search up Let's Be Real and give us a listen. Thanks everyone for tuning in today. Catch you on our next episode. We are, as always, MovieGainz. Catch you later.
Peace.